rescue op. Save the dinosaurs from an island that's about to explode. What could go wrong?
Hello and welcome to Fallen Kingdom. We return to Jurassic World 1 minute at a time. I'm Brad.
And Dave.
And here we are back to discuss minute 47 of Fallen Kingdom. But before we get to that, David, something different. Heading over to Real Tours Hawaii for a little bit on Facebook. We get the beach here. The beach scene, climbing out of surf onto the sand. Helena Cove, probably butchered that. The final filming day was shooting this scene during the Fallen Kingdom production. I remember seeing some of these photos and seeing the crane there, the big cage, and wondering what on earth's happening here, as you always do when you're looking at behind the scenes stuff, just trying to piece together mentally what this could be in a scene. And as we're going to see, none of this has got anything to do with the scene itself. It's just they had the cage on the crane, obviously for filming or something else, and that's about it. Or no, it's probably getting people down to the beach. I'm not quite sure what the access is like there, but it's good. I've been going back while we've been watching the film and sort of looking back at some of these production shots from back in the day and just trying to remember what I was thinking, seeing this sort of stuff, and then what we actually get and see in the final film. So, yeah, good little bit of nostalgia looking back on the magic of movie making.
Yeah, I remember seeing that earlier today too, and I just thought, oh wow, I remember seeing that and wondering what the heck was going on.
And like a lot of things on Real Tours or Real News Hawaii. The different productions too. I found pretty much some of the exact same photos here from December 2021, I think it was, with the filming of Aquaman 2, using the exact same beach and inlet here. Unfortunately, here we are 2 years later. The film hasn't come out yet with all DC's issues, but we're not here to discuss any of that. So yeah, it's good. Link here to this post by Real Tours, or Real News, but head over, give them a like, and just click on that search button, Fallen Kingdom production, behind the scenes, that sort of thing, and just even you'd probably be able to go back as far as Jurassic World. A lot of the stuff in here, like this final thing filmed for Fallen Kingdom, obviously the last thing filmed on Hawaii for the Jurassic franchise as well, unfortunately. A little beach on Nublar where 3 survivors wash ashore.
They're all gonna die and no one cares.
We do.
David, how about we get into minute 47?
Alright, sounds good.
Alright, minute 47 opens with Owen pulling out a knife and ends with Owen asking Franklin if he can still track Wheatley. As the sinking continues into minute 47, Owen pulls a knife out of somewhere. I'm pretty sure earlier we did see he had a knife belt, a knife pouch on his hip, on that belt there.
Yeah.
But pulls it out here. Obviously shooting the glass isn't going to work. It's the only thing he's got to try and pry this door open. Whether he can get the knife in between the seal of the door and the wall or not, he obviously does, and uses it as a bit of a pry bar in there. Inside the gyrosphere itself, Claire's doing her best to kick, but anyone that's sort of been underwater, trying to move, kick, that sort of stuff, you lose a lot of the force that you would if there was no water in that gyrosphere. But with the two of them working on it, and Franklin sort of just sitting over in the corner, they get the door off and get free. Somehow. Probably should
I'm
point out
surprised
too
you didn't
that,
break the knife in the process.
Yeah, I would have. I could have taken just sort of the tip snap off it, and he's got to dig it in a bit further, and because it's thicker near the handle, it does the job or something. But I suppose, as we've said before, that the Spielberg thing of just adding complications on top of complications in bad situations, and that we've already had the lava bomb melt into it and fill it up quicker, and the gunshot and everything else. So a broken knife would have prolonged it even more, and by then he probably would have had to go up for another breath of air too. But interesting here too, like it seems this whole time this gyrosphere has been sinking, and especially now it's full of water, it should be sinking like a rock, but as he's working on here and they start to swim out, you can clearly see the cliff edge behind the gyrosphere. There's not really bubbles rushing past it anymore, and we're still seeing lava bombs floating or going down past Owen in the background, which you'd think a 2-foot round lava bomb wouldn't sink as fast as what this gyrosphere would. But then, as they start swimming to the surface, we pull back and it's in open water. They still haven't sunk to the bottom of the cliff yet, which is a shame. It must be a very deep part of the coast.
Could be. I mean, I know with the Hawaii, the islands, you get those coral reefs right off the island, but then it goes directly, like, just drops down hundreds of feet.
Well, you only got to look at the coastline. Like those cliffs don't just get to the water's edge and flatten out. Like they probably go the same distance underneath too, wherever the ocean floor is, because obviously they're there because of volcanic uplift and that, and eruptions. That's kind of stuff just goes skyward and not sort of go out. Which you look at any of the islands in Hawaii and that sort of thing. That's what they all pretty much do. But finally they breach the surface. We got lava flowing down off the cliff here, and you can hear the sort of lava bombs whistling in the background as well. You mentioned before the knife snapping and that little bit more tension. You could have had some of the lava hitting the water here around them and them needing to swim to shore or find somewhere to swim to shore a lot quicker and add a bit more tension there too. But with the whole getting out of the gyrosphere, the escape, and now having to tread water, I don't think you need any other excuse to try and find dry land. You want to be trying to get there as soon as possible. And they do find some dry land. We don't know how far away this is. There's no lava flying down off the cliffs here. The rock is smoking and there's sort of some CG light there, but we come to this little cove, inlet, beach, whatever you want to call it, where they sort of come ashore and take a moment to rest. And finally safe, although I probably would have crawled a little bit further up the beach like Franklin, just so when I laid down the waves weren't breaking over the top of me like it seems like they are here. Yeah. And I do love too, in the background here you got the ambience of that the sound of the volcano still sort of grumbling and carrying on.
Oh, yeah.
And there's some trumpeting of herbivores as well, which here there's no footprints on the sand anywhere. There's no herbivores. Safe to assume that all those animals that went into the ocean with the gyrosphere are either swimming the wrong way or swimming out to sea and don't have much time left. And we did discuss that earlier. It's a shame in a future minute we're going to get so much emphasis put on one animal suffering when so many have already, and it's sort of just brushed off in a quick hand motion. But we're going to get to that in a couple of minutes' time. Claire sits up, her mind sort of coming out of survival mode, and this is where we start to get the dialogue of catching up, and she asks, "Where's Zia?" And Owen replies, "It was a double cross. They took her. She must be with Blue." So we've mentioned all that before. It must be a bit of a assumption by Owen thinking that he's with them, but obviously she's the medic, the raptor medic, so if she's anywhere, she's going to be with Blue, trying to keep her alive. Even though we had all this discussion in the novel back when we were hiding behind the tree up the top of Gyrosphere Valley. Owen looks towards Franklin, and as the minute ends, asks if he can still track them. We don't get the response to that until minute 48. But looking briefly at novel comparisons, Claire tells Owen we need to find Zia. And as I said earlier, we had the double cross conversation back at hiding behind the log, so nothing much more to add there. Dave, what's felt like weeks, we're finally out of the water, out of the gyrosphere. The volcano's still erupting in different magnitudes in different areas of the island. We had the big cloud before in Gyrosphere Valley. We're going to get another eruption here in a minute when we get to the harbour. But things start to pick up a bit here. We're not too far off leaving the island, and we're about to see what Wheatley's been up to this whole time next minute. So we'll get out of here for today. We'll be back next week with minute 48.
All right, sounds good.